Now I got to tell you, there are very few ways to elevate the beauty of a room in an inexpensive way. And one of the best ways to do that is with molding, whether it be crown molding. In our case today, we're going to be installing what's called chair railing. I've got a sample here of an outside corner that I've done, and this is just a straight piece of chair rail. I'm going to show you how to do it coming up next. Hi everybody, I'm Leah of seejanedrill. Now if this is your first time here, well, welcome. This is an outside corner, and if you notice, it's a little more fancy than this plain Jane here that we're going to be using today. Now since the room we're remodeling is in a shaker style, we're going to go with this here, something very simple which is going to complement the elements of the room. So these are the tools we're going to be using for our install. This is a nail gun. I'm going to be using a compressor with it. These here are 18 gauge, 2 inches long. That's what we're going to use to attach our chair railing. Now I'm also going to use a laser level. That's what I have here. So there's a little bit of a pendulum in there. It's bouncing around a little bit, but there you go. It has found level. Now, a good general rule that you want to observe when you're trying to figure out where to place that chair railing is you divide the wall into thirds. So the bottom third is generally where you want it. Now, I got to tell you, the chair railing is called chair railing for a reason, and it's there to protect the walls. It's not just for decoration. Now, I'm going to be using a different method, and that is I'm not going to use the 1/3 rule. What I'll do is I've brought in stools that are going to be used as a center island because I want to make certain that my stools and my chair railing are at the proper height. Now let's move on to marking our studs so we'll know where to attach our chair railing. Now what I'll do is I'll follow the stud finder down. Now it may be a little hard to see the line. I'm just going to make a little tick mark there. That's where my stud is. I know that I can nail right there. Now I'm just going to continue down the line and mark the rest of my stud locations. Okay, let's get started. Let's attach our chair rail to the wall. Now, if you don't have a nail gun with a compressor, don't worry about it. You can still install chair railing. Just make certain that you use the proper nail and a nail set. Now, when you get the nail that close to the wood like that, you don't want to continue to use a hammer because you're going to ding up your finish, okay? That's where a nail set comes in. I'm going to place that right on that little dimple on the nail and then just hit it in. Now what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of wood filler and I'll go over that, disguise that, so when I paint it, you'll never know that there are nails there. Okay, so our chair railing is installed, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to put a level on it, a conventional level, to show you that it's level. So there we go. Okay, so there's one last thing I need to share with you, and it is this. You know, we were lucky because we were able to install our chair rail all in one run. But sometimes a wall is very long, and you've got to cut that chair rail because it takes 2 pieces. And in that case, you got to do something called a scarf joint. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Now, when you have a very long wall and you have to attach 2 separate pieces of chair railing, you cut what's called a scarf joint, and it's cut on an angle, and it's typically 45-degree angle, but some people like 22.5. So if you have to join 2 pieces of chair railing, whether you go 22.5 degrees or 45 degrees, it's really personal preference. You just have to do that scarf joint. Now maybe you're wondering, Leah, well, why can't I just do a butt joint, just a straight cut? And the reason for that is, wood expands and contracts, and I can guarantee you that will open right up and your eye will go right to that joint. So a scarf joint disguises a joint. So that's all there is to installing chair railing. You dress up the walls, but you protect them as well. This is Leah saying, you can do this. See you next time.